Yo, what's going guys? I'm back with another YouTube video, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how you modify the Nerf RapidStrike. My RapidStrike is already modded, but I'm going to go through what I did to mod mine. So now it basically fires a lot faster and at a higher distance. So I'm just gonna demonstrate right now how fast it shoots. So as you can tell, that is a lot faster than the normal rate of fire that it normally comes with out of the box. So that is basically out of the box. I think it's about 2 to 3 dots per second, and in this it's 4 or 5, so that's over double what it normally was. So this is powered off a 1.2 amps 12 volt battery. It does matter about the voltage a bit, so if you got any other kind of 12 volt it would work, but it doesn't really matter about the voltage sometimes, and it only matters about the ampage, because that tells you how long it will last for. Well, it will make my gun run for. Like what I use for the Stampede, I used to use the 1.2 amp, but I swapped that out for a new 2.2 amps, so it's only a 1 amp increase, but it still gives it the rate of fire it needs. And the RapidStrike battery will make the RapidStrike last all day without any shortages on power. So it will last you literally a week without charge, probably. I haven't tested it out because I always charge mine after I get home. On my what charger is it? I use a 6 volt. Oh, sorry about that, guys. My camera fell down. I'm trying to turn it back up because I'm using my camera while it's plugged in on charge. So sorry about that. I use a 6 volt, but it can charge 6 volts, it can charge 12 volts, and it can charge 24 volts. And it's a fully automatic battery charger. It will cut out if it short circuits, so it will show a light flashing red if there is a short circuit, and it will show a red flashing light if the battery is unable to charge. So if I, for example, connect these two when you shouldn't, it flashes red to tell you it's a short circuit. And when you put it on charge for a battery, it will stay a red LED until the battery is fully charged, and it will turn green. So as soon as it turns green, you should take it off charge so you don't overcharge it, because you can overcharge batteries sometimes and it will cause the battery life will go down, and then until the battery is completely dead. So I'm gonna show you guys what I did for the internals. So I'll cut the video and I'll get this thing open. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so these are the internals for the RapidStrike, and I would recommend taking out the tactical rail bit, the tactical rail attachment part first, so you don't lose that, because they are a pain to find, and losing the springs is always a pain because they do fly off, and for some reason this has come out. My wiring loom broke, so My friend being kind enough to give me his old RapidStrike wiring loom. So I swapped that out, and well, he had silver on his trigger and rev switch, so I swapped them out and basically rewired it to the parts that were working and weren't working. Well, I took the parts that didn't work out, and I basically put my friend's working parts in, so I could fix it, and now it's working fine. So what I've done is I put this wire here going through underneath the wiring loom, through there, the wire cap, and it's basically going to the old connectors for the battery tray. So the whole battery tray, you can take that out and take the end cap off and remove the battery tray from there. Also remove the mag holder mechanism, so you don't lose the spring from that, because they are a pain to find, and it's hard to find new springs for them. So luckily I always keep a box full of my old stuff. I always keep old motors, little switches, like lock switches and stuff, because you never know when they might come in handy. Those are my retaliator parts, because my retaliator's broken at the minute because the plunger's been messed up. So I basically keep all the springs, I do, and it helps a lot. Like if you lost a tactical rail spring, you could just replace it for an old one that you've got lying around from a old gun or a broken gun, which is very handy indeed. So it's wired up to the old battery terminals. So also I would strictly recommend taking the resistors out of the motors first, for the flywheel motors and for the pusher arm, because if you don't take the resistors out, because the resistors are put there for a reason, so they restrict the electrical current passing through the resistors, so they restrict the electrical current, and then always give the motors the correct current that they are limited to, so they don't burn out if they ran on for too long. And there's normally a rubber bit, which I have here, an old rubber bit. That bit, just that bit, that can decrease range by at least, I'd say about 2 foot. I'd say that's just off the top of my head, but it does decrease range, and it also allows jams to happen and occur very often. So I removed that bit, and I basically put some grooves in the flywheels, so they're rounded, the round grooves, so the darts go through easier. And I've given this a brand new paint job. It's golden red. My friend said it looks like an Iron Man paint scheme. I didn't notice that until the very end. So big shout out to my friend Matt for spotting that, and I think it looks pretty cool. I also recommend don't paint the barrel attachment, because if you keep putting barrel attachments on, it's just going to keep scraping the paint off and spoil your paint job. And always clear coat the bits where you're going to put your hands and put tactical attachments on, because that's what I did. I put a clear coat on. I also put a clear coat on the stock, because I don't want paint scratching off that. I didn't paint the trigger because I didn't paint the trigger or the rev switch because I did not want them sticking. And I didn't paint the jam door because I basically I ran out of paint, and also because there's no real point in painting the jam door, because it's there for quick access, because you want it to slide open quickly so you can clear jams and get back to fighting. So that's what I basically do. And I also, to be sure, I always grease my triggers, so I always get my syringe with a bit of grease in, and then I basically get a screwdriver and just try and get all the grease to go in to the little hole that I can get the grease in. So that's an advantage, and so it's got little holes in so you could oil it easily. I also get a bit of oil in that bit there, so it lubricates the pusher mechanism. I recommend using a thin kind of oil for the motors, so like sewing machine oil. That's pretty good because it's really fine and it doesn't really affect it. If you paint the mag well, like this bit here, make sure you clear coat it, because you don't want paint scraping off, and you don't want your mags to stick when you want them to come out easily. So I would recommend putting a clear coat in that. Put a clear coat everywhere you're going to put your hands, and just do what kind of paint scheme you feel good with, like what you like and what you don't. Go with the colours that you don't like any colours that you don't like. Also, never, and I repeat, never, for your safety, paint a gun black and silver or any other dark colours, because in the UK, if the gun is mostly dark, then if a police officer sees you, you could be tasered or shot dead, because they will mistake it for being a real gun and you could be put in prison. So that is one thing that I strongly recommend. Do not do. And I mean it. So that's why I like painting my guns bright colours that won't be mistaken for any real gun. So as long as it's got a bright colour in it, or the gun is mostly red or any other colour that you want it, keep it that way. Paint the gun a bright colour. Don't paint it a dull, dark colour, because your life may be at risk if you do that. Anyway, moving off from that subject, yeah, I basically use a 1.2 amp battery, 12 volt battery. You can get those for about, what are they? £11.32 from Screwfix, if you buy it from inside the store. And measurements are for that battery are, the height is 67mm, no, not 67, no, it's not 1132, my mistake, that was one of the other ones. It's 1.2 amps and 58 centimeters high. The width is 43 centimeters and the length is 97 centimeters. No, not centimeters, damn it. Forget that I said centimeters. So 58 millimeters height, 43 millimeters width, and 97 millimeters length. So, and the price is now £9, not now, £9.92, which I think is pretty cheap for a 12-volt battery which can power your RapidStrike all day. And the charger that I use, I got from Maplins for £22, near enough, or £23. It depends where you get it from, but I recommend getting a high amp charger, so get ones that can have a maximum capacity of 17 amps, I'd say, or over 17 amps, because the battery will be charged faster and it will be charged to a better standard. So my old charger, sadly, it had its day and it just decided not to charge any of my batteries and it just gave up on me. So I got that new charger in the week from Maplins, so I could use my gun again. So I'm going to screw this thing back together and I'll finish off there. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye. Hey guys, I'm back, and so after putting together the RapidStrike, I forgot to test it out. So before you put anything back together, you should always go over if you left anything out or any connections have came apart or you've forgotten to solder something. Always test the gun first, so make sure it revs, make sure the push ROM works, but I know what I'm doing. So also I recommend that you have an adult's help, or if your parent or guardian doesn't know much about electronics, do some reading, because it always helps. Do some reading about going over what the most important things about electronics is. So you have to know what your positive and negative are. So finally, I'm just going to end this video off with one last demonstration of how fast this unloads an 18 mag. So I got my 18 mag in, and I got my 12 volt hooked up, and I'm using zombie strike darts so you can see. So I'll just go and test it. I'm going to be shooting at the bottom of the door, so here we go. So as you can see, it unloads an 18 mag really quickly, and that's all for this video, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. Bye.